How's everyone doing today? I have a little update on the mini skid steer. Did a video on that the other day. I said the fan switch wasn't working, which turns out to be once it hits a certain temperature, the fan just stays on continuously on when the ignition is on. So that's a pretty good thing. I can turn it on right now. You can see it's on. So the fan switch is working, which is a good thing. I wish I could turn it off for starting, down the road if the battery's ever, going bad and you just need to get that thing cranked off and you got the fan running, it's going to be a little bit of a problem, but that fan doesn't draw that much, so it shouldn't be too bad. So we know that's not a problem at all. I came in the shop last night, greased it up again. I was thinking about trying to do some stuff outside with it today, but it's gloomy, rainy, not too nice out today. But last night I left the bucket up purposely. I didn't want to curl it out too much because I wanted to see how all the hydraulic would hold, and everything holds pretty good. That's been like that for, like 13 hours. I didn't take a measurement beforehand. I should have measured it to see if it dropped like an inch or so or anything like that. But it's still up in the air, so that's a good thing. The 4-in-1 bucket, I know there's a lot of people interested about that. Go over a little bit of that. The construction of that was, it's not bad. This hump in the middle here is kind of weird. It doesn't go through the bottom like that. And, I did something really dumb when I first got it. These are supposed to be flat, holding these in a little bit better. But I thought the pins clicked in. They did not. I dropped the bucket off the front of it like an idiot. So that was about it with that. I did do some dirt work with it, and that bucket is definitely better when you're doing dirt work. Grading, it just grades nice. The end of my driveway down here has some big 3/4-inch rock, and over the years it gets, from turning in and out with the cars, it gets kind of rutted out in the middle. And yesterday I went down there with the machine just to see what it could do, and surprisingly enough I was able to scoop down into the rock and get it to all move out and level the end of the driveway out a little bit. So that was kind of cool. I was definitely impressed with it for doing that. I did fix the hood issue. Now when you open and close it, oh, the bucket's up still. We'll lower that down first. It opens and closes just fine now. I just took this strip off here and used the grinder. I had to grind out a little bit on the side here, a lot in the middle, and a lot right over here. So now I don't have to smack it to get it to close. It goes in and out of there just nicely. One of the other things I was checking out yesterday, thinking down the road, oil change. They actually put a hose on there so that when you want to drain the oil, it'll just come out right down here in between. You can put a pan underneath there and change the oil very easily. So that was nice. The engineering on it is pretty good. I mean, my old lawnmower over there, I had to put a pipe on it to drain the oil because it just drained all over the base around the engine. So that is kind of nice that you think about things like that. And everybody says Chinese equipment's garbage, and so far I'm pretty impressed with it. It could be worse. I think so far the 4-in-1 bucket, if you look at the cutting edge there, kind of hard to see straight down, like right here, it's kind of in the cut, whatever cut was made there on an angle wasn't the best. So I would say out of everything, the 4-in-1 bucket's probably the worst made thing so far. I mean, it still works great. Obviously, I moved some logs with it. It picked them good. I know everyone's really interested in the stump grinder here. This thing's pretty stout. I did a couple of stumps with it so far. I got a pretty big stump job coming up for it. Good sized stump. We did a big maple removal, and I got to go back down there and grind the stump, and we did a couple of little small like saplings and stuff throughout the yard that I'm gonna have to go back down there and just chase all the little stumps. So far I'm pretty happy with everything there. I'll do a video when it comes time for all the stumps, but these logs here, I moved those out from the backyard, and it took a couple trips with the 4-in-1 bucket, but of course, as soon as I walk outside, it's gonna start raining again. I moved this brush pile. I had that out in the back. It's just easier, so I don't have to put the chipper and truck across the yard. It is, soft back there sometimes, so I would like to, not put that on the yard if I don't have to. So I yanked all that stuff out of there. There was a couple of logs sitting right here, and all this stuff was between overgrowth and everything that was cut. It was all a mess here because one of these trees did fall down. That was right, part of it fell down. It made a freaking mess right here. Took out my neighbor's power line, laid that across the driveway. So we're working on slowly but surely getting this whole project I started here. I'll do some videos on this because the skid steer is going to clean all this stuff up. There's quite a few stumps in here. You can't really see them. Obviously, there's one right there, another one over there, a bunch of small ones in here. There's another decent sized one over there. So there's a bunch of stumps in here. I'm gonna get the bucket truck down here to cut these trees out, just because of that power line goes right through the middle of those. So it'll just be easier. Those are pretty crispy ash trees, as you can see. There's one cherry left over there that hangs directly over those power lines. If those weren't as crispy and they're just loaded with vines, I really don't want to climb those. So I got a few more. Nice cherry tree right there, and maple there. Some other ones over here. These are all going to come out. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of work for the machine over here. We'll do some videos on that coming up. It's just a slow process. This is just what I do in my free time, and I would like to work on some stuff out here today, but I melt in the rain, so I don't feel like it. So yeah, if you have any questions about the machine or anything you'd like to see it do, feel free to, just drop a comment. Let me know. It's the easiest way. I have no problem answering any questions about this thing. There's not a ton of information out there about them, so that's why I figured I would start this channel, give people some information about these things. I know a lot of people are very interested in them, and instead of just being whatever videos that you could find, there's definitely a few. I know this guy, Meta Spencer, he's on YouTube. He bought one. He has a couple really good informative videos. He does a nice unboxing. He definitely goes over a lot of dealing with them, talking to the manufacturer. It's a process, obviously. It took 3 months for this to get here. from the time of purchase. They had to build it, all that, and it just takes time. And going back and forth with the China, they're 12 hours behind us, so it was a lot of late night, early morning. Sometimes I would be able to talk to them during the day if they were running a late. They run weird hours. They were telling me that they change their hours sometimes so that they can work back and forth. I talked to them on the phone before. So they do speak English. It's not always the best English, but it was, able to understand them, able to have a conversation with them. Some of the stuff's kind of tricky going back and forth with them to try and get them to understand what you want and what you're talking about. One of the biggest things that I would like to see, and I know they do this on some of their machines, is I would like to have all of the machine controls on one and all of the bucket controls on another. That's probably the only thing that I dislike, trying to get used to lifting the bucket and curling the bucket with the drive motor on the same thing. So when you're driving it and you want to lift or curl at the same time, you basically have to stop, because if you keep going, it'll take and go whatever way. So if I'm on the left stick, it's going to go left because it's going to take fluid away from the drive to lift and lower the bucket, because everything comes up to that one stick. I did order a little electric fan, because I liked how this fan pushes everything out, but everything on this motor is pushing heat that way. So at the same time, when that fan is pulling everything out, it's pulling all the hot air from there, and they have these vents on the side, so it doesn't really pull a lot of air through there. It does help. I could feel, hot air coming out of those. So I ordered like an 8 or 10 inch electric fan. I figure I'm going to see if it changes anything. Put one of those on the side there, either blowing air out or pulling air in, just to see if it affects the hydraulic oil temperature. I was running about 150 to 170 when I was grinding that stump the other day. It was 85 degrees outside, so it wasn't a warm day in the direct sun. But you really don't want your hydraulic oil getting that hot, so try something like that. Maybe that'll cool things down, just get the air from the engine, push it right through to the other side, and not have to have that going through that radiator in the front. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I'll be doing some more. Might even be moving some wood with it this weekend. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll be doing some more videos with it. And when I do the stump down there, I'll be recording that, so everybody would like to see it, I know. I still got to learn the editing side of things on videos. That I'm not good at yet, so bear with me. And have a good day.